All right. All right. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, everybody. Welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Joseph Sunderman, the Creative Tech. Again, we're just now getting started. It's going to be a few minutes. And God, that overlay is horrible. I just did that before I started today. Got an exciting show for everybody, so stick around. I'm flying solo today. Cole's out, along with Will, who's on set. So Cole's feeling ill. Doesn't feel up to participating, doesn't have any energy, so we will wish him a quick recovery, and hopefully he can be here for next week's episode. And for Will, after we're done with this episode today and I wrap up and take my notes, I'm heading up to Dayton to help him with today's shoot, and then tomorrow we got a full day booked for a shoot, and who knows how long it'll be before that comes out. But anyway, we're going to give it a few minutes, and we're excited for today's show, so stick around. Woo. Yeah, look at that beautifulness. All right, and we're gonna bring that all the way down here. Let me turn this down. All right. Well, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. It is April the 6th, and we are live here on the Creative Tech Sessions. I'm your host, Joseph Sunderman, and today's focus is going to be on the 2024 Solar Eclipse totality across the USA, right? This thing's coming through Mexico and hitting Texas and going all the way up at this nice slight curvature all the way through Maine. And, you know, there's a lot of buzz around it. Been talking about it for a couple months. And as the days get nearer and closer and, you know, the buzz starts hyping up, you're going to see it. I mean, it was already on the news. Every segment, everybody's talking about it. It's here. So why is this so, like, what are we doing here? What is this thing we're doing? Well, it's a stellar, or, you know, if you're into stars and the solar system and astrology to any degree whatsoever, if you're a human being with intelligence, you're going to get something out of this eclipse. And I have experienced some eclipse, and I can't remember the names of the different I'm not like obsessed with them to the point that's where, I mean, look how much shit I do. It's not my only thing, right? But there's this doctor that Smarter Every Day did a interview with, and I should link these videos. As the show gets better and I get help, we'll be able to share some of this information better. This is just where we are right now. And as you learn the creative tech, you know, knowing where you're starting, meeting people where they are, whether it's a business service, whether you're educating somebody or whatever it may be, if you're a good leader and you're a good educator, you will learn to assess somebody to figure out where they are. And knowing where they are is one thing. Knowing where they are and helping them get to your level, that's a whole other. And is it Is it fair to say your level is if you're better than them? I would say you're more experienced than them in this regards. If you're going to bring anybody up to a level, you're bringing them to your experience and to your, understanding of things. Obviously, that's going to make you sound a little bit more inferior than others. And when you frame it that way and people get upset about that, that says more about the person that's upset about the fact that you're trying to help them and bring them up to your level than it does about you as somebody being helpful, right? It says, wow, that person really has some inner, like there's a lot to unpack there. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to get into all that. All right. So let me pull up my agenda here because without Cole here, I'm a little bit of a mess. This is our 5th episode of Sessions. And the premise of the show is that we wanted a way to practice marketing for all the businesses that we support and do. And we're telling them, hey, you need to do this. You need to have these systems in place. You need to make sure everybody does this when they're on the jobs. That way we can capture that data and have it here to keep everything, trying to build systems for them to have social media and marketing and technology, put things on a dashboard where they can do their job and know where everything is. To do that, you got to get everybody on the same page. Everybody. And you have to train them. And the best way to do that is through our education platform that we developed for business, which is Sessions. So this show takes on the premise of what iCore Sessions is. And it's not like I invented this thing from scratch. Oh my God, look at this amazing developer who created this amazing platform. No. Sessions is there's one focus with up to 3 topics towards this one focus. So today's focus is the 2024 solar eclipse. And I would almost, I almost wanted to make it, living in the moment is what I wanted to call it to some degree, because it could be an eclipse. It could be going to a game for your kids. It could be going to a vacation. It could be anything. And these principles for this show will apply. And the 3 topics that we're going to talk about on this event, which we're focused on the solar eclipse this time, but any event, the 3 topics are planning. You got to know how to plan for these things and what to plan for and why do I need a plan to go join this? I'm just going to go check it out. Do your research and look into it, especially with something that happens once every 20 or so years. So where I'm going with this is essentially, I want to take a drink of my Red Bull, but I'm talking. Essentially, if you don't plan for this event, you're going to miss out on a lot of amazing potential things. There's a lot to get out of this experience. And with it coming around so rarely, and it being such a large thing, I think you're really going to feel it when you're in the middle of it. And I've never experienced complete totality and I'm so excited that I can just drive a little bit of a ways and be dead center. Like right now at my house, I'm in the line, but I'm on the edge of that line. Like I'm like a few miles into the line. I want to be dead nuts. I want to be right in the middle of this thing because that's where you're going to get the longest time frame for your. Now, I don't know if this is the longest that you can get in totality by being in the center. I think it also depends on where you are on like certain areas. It may last a few seconds longer and longer as you get to the edges of the world. But all I'm getting at here is it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be awe-inspiring, like awesome, like awful, like it's going to make you feel both intensities. Like you're going to feel so small and insignificant, and you're also going to feel incredibly enlightened and you're going to realize that you're part of something way bigger than all of us and what we understand. So with that being said, again, Cole's not here. Got to keep to the agenda. And I don't even have it pulled up yet because I'm a slacker. I wanted to put together a cool little, like, this was more important, I guess, than having the agenda pulled up. And, it is what it is. All right, let's get this agenda. Where are you at? There you are. Another thing I want to mention is as we're building this show and building the community, which is bigger than the show, we want you guys to see what we're doing and to watch us as our progress. Right now there's a Facebook group, there's a YouTube channel, We're streaming on Twitch just to get streaming going, and I practice on that platform quite a bit for these shows. So I highly encourage you to engage with the group. Go to the I'm not even playing the little banner here. Let me throw this banner up at the bottom, because I want to explain to you guys what it is that we're doing as we're doing it, because it's supposed to help you guys with your endeavors as a creative tech. What is it that you do? What is it that you want to do? Are you on the way there? Do you need help? If you're confident and you're already there, are you willing to help others that want to get up to our level? Again, it's a lot of cool stuff there. And am I afraid to share the agenda with you guys? No, because I want you guys to see how putting this together can benefit you, and how you can. It's not rocket science. You guys could do this once you find your thing. For me, I found my thing in working with others, helping people, and I love technology. And as I put those together, what I've learned is that I'm good at looking at holistic systems, making things work together, and getting people to collaborate by understanding where they are as a professional and where they are with technology, and knowing where they want to go and fill in that gap. So here's the agenda for today's show. And the framework for today's show, if you look at any YouTuber that you have that has continuous, regular stream shows going, or whatever it is, you're going to see that there's some kind of pattern, there's some kind of structure to what they're doing. And for me, I'm very structured, I'm very detail oriented. So the show's very simple. We are basically going to do a quick intro. I already did the session explanation briefly, a little bit more than brief probably. And I told you guys what the sessions and the topics were today. I talked to you about the planning, the capturing, and the being present. That's the big one. We're doing this so we can be present. So once you plan something, I think I stopped on planning. I didn't get through to the capturing, did I? So you plan something. You want to capture that moment that you just planned. You want to be able to come back to that memory to some degree. And then with planning and figuring out how to capture it, you also, the third topic today is being present. I don't want to be playing with my camera during the whole eclipse, but I want my camera doing its job during the whole eclipse, aka planning. So how do we capture? What do we capture? What does it mean to be present? How can you be present? A lot of that comes to do with your planning, like who you're going to be with. We thought, do we go to Whitewater Park where there's probably going to be thousands of people and deal with that mess? Or do we leave early and drive up north to the in-laws, and we watch it from the comfort of, his property where there's a little pond and plenty of space, and we can spread out and set up a tent to put the cameras underneath and have them poking out. And planning is important. So we're going to get into that here in a second. But since Cole's not here, we did have a good show last week. It went well. And it started off pretty bad, but we ended the show pretty well. And I would say for the structure part of it, it went better than they have in the past. So I'm really excited about the progress. I told everybody that you're going to see a delta, and only 5 episodes into it, you can already see that structure. And here's another thing I wanted to share with you guys, which this is our live show tracker. I just put this together, and anything you do in life, again, all this is part of this. Is the things I'm showing you right here will help you in your endeavors if you decide to do something similar to what we're doing. So I wanted a way to track the shows to make sure that we don't, overdo a topic or something, because I know we started off talking about tech stack and the workforce, because that's what ultimately Icora does. We work on identity and we focus on the tech stack and the workforce. So what I'm doing is I'm going out to the world saying, hey, technicians, hey, account managers, are you guys, if you are a technician or if you are an account manager, you probably would be interested in the creative tech and what it means and how we're planning on doing things. So to be a creative tech means if I get this thing going the way I want it to and the business takes off, I'm giving out I'm letting you know I have an agenda. The agenda is to build the hugest net ever to cast, to have technicians, account managers, clients, projects, all that. By creating the creative tech community, those of us that love this stuff that we're talking about today, let's fucking blow up together. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, looks like we got some people in here. Let's take a look. Love smarter every day. Absolutely. Great stuff. And let me pull up that episode I was talking about here. And I will put this in the chat here so everybody knows about. Oh, hey, slow down there. So this is the video. I know I talked about it maybe on a stream, on my personal streams, but I don't think I've done it here on the show at all. This here is what's his name? Dr. Blah, 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 blah. Does he not give information about his guest? I'm starting to think that maybe here's a checklist for Eclipse Day, working on it. Yeah, it is all about me. You get the Solar Eclipse timer app here. So the guy that he's working with developed this app right here. And I haven't downloaded it yet. I don't even know if I really want it or need it. But he does, as the eclipse happening, he has this program to where if you pull this app up during that, he gives you, okay, now it's time to take off your solar filter on your camera. All right, 30 seconds to totality. All right, everybody start taking pictures. All right, 30 seconds till where you put your filter back on, because during the eclipse, while the sun's fully out and there is no contact yet, you got to have your filters on. But once that contact is there and you're into the, you're in that middle phase, you take those filters off, you take the glasses off, that's where you're soaking it in. That's where you got to be present. So we're going to get into that. Let's move on here. So please share your questions. Let us know what you're thinking. You'll get a good show. Absolutely. Weather permitting. And that's another thing is during my planning, I already have a plan for, what if we head up there and there's overcast? We're going to be watching the weather. We're going to know, do we need to head northeast or do we need to go southwest? Because we're going to go one of the directions to where we get clear skies. And if we look at the maps and the weather ahead of time, when we leave here, we may not even go straight north. We might just head straight west or southwest, depending again on the weather. I will start looking tomorrow, because I look today, shit changes so often. I want to at least look 24 hours. That's when I'll start doing my weather planning. So, previous session really good. I think we're good with all that. Let's go ahead and there is no catching up here. Oh, there is one thing. Last week, we had our very first project, a decent sized project, get some traction for Enemy, which is a band that we shot a music video for. And if you can, go show them some love. Check out the video. They have 31,000 subscribers, and this music video is already at 15,000. It was just put up a few days ago. I'm not going to go through the whole video here. Watch it. I know their label may have. I don't know if it. Anyway, good video. Band's really cool. I like the guys. They were really cool. The drummer's really cool. He's actually the drum tech for Marilyn Manson, Korn, Disturbed, a lot of other bands. And, he's a really cool dude. I plan on getting a hold of him and see if he wants to get together sometime. And I'd love to jam with the guy. I'm afraid to show anybody my skills because, might melt their face. But anyway, love it. Just love. That's what I'm trying to say is if you get involved, you start doing, you start living, you start getting involved with projects and learning how to build good relationships, you're going to go wherever you want to go. Communication skills, relationship skills, you get those down and you're going to do fucking fine. It doesn't matter where you are or what you do. But you got to know where you are and start there. If you try to jump straight to, not going to work. Anyway. So let's get into it. Planning. What do we plan? As we, I guess I need to talk about the focus a little bit more, the solar eclipse. Do I really need to talk about that more? I think we covered the focus quite a bit. And again, it's more about the moment. This could be anything. My son really wants to go to car shows. So I've found a few car shows that align with the court order because of how chaotic things are, I have to stay within the court order. But once we find that car show, I know we can start planning around accordingly. We can do certain things to, make that the best experience for him. And obviously I want to get some cool content while we're there. So I'm definitely going to pack up a camera and put it in my shoulder bag with a small, like I'm going to take something small. I think I would want something more than my iPhone. I want to get some really good content that he will appreciate when he gets older, especially with his love for cars right now. And I want to plan that out. And this is the eclipse. So for the eclipse, what I'm telling you what I'm doing just in hopes to help give you some ideas. And one of my favorite ideas that we have is the time capsule. Think about getting, we have 6 kids, and unfortunately, my kids, because I didn't plan far enough in advance, and yeah, that's a different story. We'll talk about that another day. That's a whole different challenge in itself. But getting them to do a time capsule or something like that, like I know they can't do it, but we're going to do it. The rest of us, I know they're going to feel bad because I know they're going to. It's so difficult. When we did images for this client, everybody, we were going around helping this client improve their image. So we wanted to get headshots for everybody. We wanted to get pictures of them doing their jobs, but we also know we want to respect everybody. So I said we have to do a consent form. To have everybody fill out so that way as we're doing the job, we'll know who. I don't want to waste time on filming people if they don't want their shit filmed, right? So we did the consent form, and this is a construction company, and all the guys are like, oh, screw that. I don't want my picture taken. I don't want to be a part of this. There's always that administrative and the guys out in the field and the guys in the office. Like there's always this bump and heads type thing because of the work. Depends on your culture. We do improve those things. If it is bad in your business, let me know. Give me a call. Anyway, I love it because when you get there and start taking pictures and doing the shoot after you did the consent forms and everybody said no, you start working around them. Those guys that said no are all of a sudden like, hey, actually, I don't mind if you put my picture in there. Oh, we just redo this, resubmit your consent form. Absolutely, yeah. Once they see you doing it and having fun, then they want to do it. Like so, it's just lead by example. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody here. So that's the focus. It's the 2024 solar eclipse, and obviously, we're gonna jump right into planning because that's the big thing here. Now we are 24 minutes in. We're almost halfway through, Joe, and you're just now getting past the focus. So, damn, these shows and my ideas. We'll stick with it, though. Let's go. So, topic 1, planning. What I did is obviously, you got to know about the damn thing. So, I went and downloaded from NASA this map, right? Come here. And maybe I should put a link to this in the chat as well. Did I ever put that video? I probably did. I just talked over it. God, I wish I had some assistants. That'd be nice. I'm going to hire me eventually. If you're looking to be an assistant, just go ahead and join the group. Let us know your intent to ask you a few questions. Facebook.com/groups/The Creative Tech. Answer those questions, join the group, and let me know that, hey, on your episode, you said you want an assistant. I'm interested. What does that pay? Just hit me up. All right. Let's grab this link right here. Let's go to StreamYard because that's where I'm going to post it, is in the chat. Yeah. So yeah, a little context there for you. All right, so now, yeah, shadow snakes. That's something that's cool. There's so many things that you can do. So where you go is one of the big things. And to I don't know how to share this. We're going to have a document library that's shared out there for everybody to access. I'm going to make a public one that I put things like this in, and with a folder for each episode, so you guys can all go back and check it out. So that will happen eventually. Yeah. So as we do our planning, oh shit, no, don't do that, Joe. Let's go back to this. All right, let's take a look at here. What the hell is that all about? Now, I downloaded the highest res image of this because this is a very detailed image. If we want to, let's go ahead and that's what I love about high resolution. Look at that. So as we get in here, you see how this moon gets a little bit longer? That's the duration of time the eclipse is. Down here, it's a little bit shorter for everybody, between 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. And when it gets up here towards us, we're going to be hopefully closer to that 3-minute mark of it lasting, 3 minute plus. I'm talking about the totality happening. So again, that may be from connection to connection, but I believe totality, the eclipse can last up to 4 minutes or so, depending on where you are. That's where these guys are going to get up here. Down here, it's going to be a little bit shorter, from my understanding. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, as we look at this thing, like I said, there's a slight curvature as it comes up through Mexico. It hits Texas, comes up through Mexico, and up Maine. So you can see that curvature here. Now, just like this little globe down here, these purple, the more, come on. Okay, apparently my mouse just quit working. Anyway, you can see how that darker purple right here, let me make that screen bigger for you guys because I know you guys want to see that better. So like that darker purple right here, as you see, it gets a little bit faded out. That's because that's how the shadow is going to work. You're going to have your totality, that dark shadow. Again, I haven't witnessed anything like this as being in this line before. I mean, there's so many people in the U.S. that are away from this line. Just think if you wanted to come to this, you'd have to travel all the way to this line to be able to see this. So that is actually going to happen. There's a lot of people. They're saying traffic's going to be crazy. So again, we're talking about planning right now. How can you plan this? Where can you go to watch it? And do you want to be around a lot of people? Do you not want to be around a lot of people? Like, these are the things you need to think about. Now, for me, the first thing to qualify this event, the first thing that says what's most important about this is that this is huge. This is a once in a lifetime. So family, get your family together. Like, if you can do this with the ones you love, do it with them. And if you don't have family, like for me, on my mom's side, I got my 2 sisters that I love to death, and outside of that, I have aunts and uncles and grandparents, but they're just not there. We're not connected. That's just the way my situation is. And if you don't have family to get with, find those that you care about, those that validate you. Those are the ones that care about you. So go with them and experience this. It's going to be it's going to be something that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life. That's how big and significant this is. And I want to plan it accordingly. I want to treat it as such. So obviously the wife and I, it's not a kid's day for us, but because we're able to work with the other parents, they're willing to let them come because the kids want to be with us. So we're getting the kids all to put a few items. I'm trying to get them to write a letter to themselves, but good luck with that. So I am going to take a couple of pictures and videos that I've had over the years with the kids and put in there. I'm going to do it on a thumb drive. I wonder if that thumb drive will work. Maybe I should put it in the cloud and give them a key to open it. Like, again, I'm going off base here. Find some way to capture this moment, and we can start talking about capturing now, because planning it, who you go with, where do you go, and if it's stormy, where do you go in case that happens? Do you want to be with a bunch of people with your family, or do you want to be alone with your family? Like for me, we made that decision. We're taking the kids, we're going up north, or wherever we need to go to get a clear visibility of it. I'm hoping we get there in plenty of time for me to have a couple hours to set everything up, to prepare for it. And that way we can capture this moment and then, I can live within the moment as we're capturing it. So let's go ahead and get into the second topic. Before we do that, before we jump into that second topic, let's have a minute to talk about the community. This portion of the show, I like to take a moment to talk about the community we're growing. Now, here's the show. Every week for the last 5 weeks, so we have 3/9, 3/16, 3/23, 3/30. Today is 4/6. Next week, we have the show will be aired on the 13th. And we need to fix this because Cole was not able to make it today. And I'm going to leave this empty because the way I'm trying to do this is if he wants to be on next week's episode, he needs to tell me, and not tell me, he needs to put it in here. This is a system that I'm building for those that want to work with the creative tech and be a part of the show. Let's say you wanted to be a part of the creative tech. You would get responsibilities. You would have roles. And we would go over those together. And if you were to be on the show, you would put it here. Now, as this grows, I'll need moderators. So I'll add a column here for moderators and say, okay, well, if you're a moderator and you want to be a part of today's show, make sure you're in here. If we don't have any moderators that day, we may say, hey, I know you want to be a guest, but we've grown to the point where we need moderators now. So you need to go over to moderators. So this tool right here is going to be huge in helping this community grow. I want you guys to understand how this works because there's things in your life. If you have Microsoft, if you have Google Sheets, this is just a spreadsheet essentially. If you have Google Sheets, you could do these things. I like Teams because I work with businesses. We're partnered with Microsoft. And bottom line is I'm building it the way I would do for a real business because I do want this to be a real business. I see it taking off to be a real business. So I'm meeting me where I am with great technology that has the capability to stay with me as I grow. And when you meet somebody where they are and you get their tech stack put together, you want to think about those things long term. If I was doing something in the world that a lot of people use Google, I might say, hey, you know what? You may not want to be on Microsoft. You might want to embrace the Google world because of what you do. Most of your peers are going to be in Google, like blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't work with any companies that work at that level because I feel like Google is a little bit on the smaller end. Even if it's a larger company using Google, they're not using it for identity on the main structure. That's for the, I'm getting way off topic here. Let's reel it back in. If you're interested in business stuff, get a hold of me and definitely join the group here because we are going to have an area for that. I want to keep the general conversations here. I want everybody to be included in these types of conversations. So whether you're very early and a beginner interested in looking into becoming a creative tech or you're advanced, this show should have something for you. And if you want to be a part of the community, that's where we'll have advanced stuff. And I do plan on having a show to grow bigger. We also have the spotlight coming up. Cole is being tasked with getting good at making videos on gear, doing software reviews, gear reviews, showcasing, Studio Desk. He's going to do a video for my office space. And I want him to own and take that for our community. And as we get the spotlight going, it's not just going to be hardware and software. We're also going to be talking about people, creative techs. Let's get into that next. Let's talk about creative techs next. So, and what I mean about talking about creative techs next is, did I close that? No, here it is. Here we go. So this is the app we built to track creative techs. Now, we've only added a few in here so far. I've also added Kendra Ramirez, which is somebody that I know. In fact, I need to add somebody else while I'm here before I forget again. We can get rid of this guy for now. I'm going to add this guy. And if anybody has a problem with this guy, I understand. I don't agree with everything he says either. But I also think I think he understands human behavior really well. And he is an incredible guy. He's a great doctor and great mind. I don't agree with, I'm not religious, but I see where he comes from talking about certain things. I don't want to get into all that. But bottom line is, this guy is, Jordan Peterson's actually a very compassionate man that wants to do well. And we all have different beliefs. I'm sure there's things that you and I don't agree on. And that's okay, because there's a lot of things we do agree on. And that's why we're here. All right. Get back on track, Joe. Yep, I believe traffic will be a nightmare, and yeah, I need to. I guess I need to open up Facebook because I don't know who I'm talking. I like to know who I'm talking to. StreamYard doesn't tell me who I'm talking to, but let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Let's go here, and we'll go here, and oh, well, who knows where it's coming from? It could be coming from Twitch. It could be coming from YouTube. It could be coming from anywhere. It says Facebook user. Oh, I bet you they're part of the group. I'm not even looking at the group because I'm an idiot. That's what you get when you post shit everywhere. And again, this is me learning the platform. So, as we go to the group, let's see. I need moderators. I really do. It's my boy Don Brown. What's up, Mac Daddy? Yep. You got to roll with it. So, my boy Don Brown's definitely going to be checking this out, and feel free to let us know where you're going to watch it and share pictures with the group too. We're going to start doing more engagement with the group. I got to get off this group community discussion. It's only supposed to last a few minutes. I know I'm well over, but bottom line is I'm going to an AI talk next week, and Kendra Ramirez, this woman right here, she's the one that runs the it's KR Digital, which is her agency, but the Cincy AI group that she has that has roughly 200 people in it, and these are advanced business people that are wanting to learn more about AI. I know that if this, like, as this continues, I know she will give a good shout out during one of these events, and I plan on speaking at one of these events as I mature and get to the point where I feel like I'm ready to have that discussion, because and things will start to take off. We got people reaching out through LinkedIn, because I've been sharing some of this through LinkedIn as well. And as we get this this app here created, we're going to add more columns for like LinkedIn and things of that nature. The beautiful part about this, and why we need to wrap the community discussion up, and why I'm still talking about the community, is because I'm building a form right now. In fact, that form is done for the most part. I'm going to need beta testers here soon. I already have a couple people willing to help me out by testing it. But to let you see what I'm talking about here, if we go to alignment form. So this is the form that I'm going to ask people to fill out. Essentially, while we're here, I'll just do it for you guys. Yeah, what's your number? 518. What's your city? We're in Cincy. Jesus Christ, Joseph, learn to type. What is your primary areas of interest? Oh, modern workforce. Obviously, that's what I do. I feel like I'm at an 8. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I know I'm killing it. All right, so understanding your interests, software, right? Advanced, hardware, advanced, content creation. Ooh, I'm a beginner. Entrepreneurship. I'm average. I want to get up here. Leadership. Yeah, mostly average. I really feel like I am getting advanced, but I'm just now practicing those advanced levels. So until I'm there for a while, I'm not going to consider myself there. Data science and analytics, average, and gaming. Oh, I'm advanced at gaming. I love gaming. I'm not an expert in anything. I suck. All right. And I'm sure, a few months from now, I'll look at that and it'll change. This is a living thing, by the way. This will be a tool that we all use to help us understand what the creative tech is. Like, this form should adjust to help us align better as we figure out what the creative tech truly is. It's a brand, it's a lifestyle, it's a process, it's a system. It's something. We'll get better at it. I definitely want to be part of this. Can I be part of more than one thing? Oh yeah. So I did it right. Event participation. Yep. I want to do project. Oh yeah. I want to do all this shit. I want to do it Oh, that's one of my problems. I want to do everything. You can't do everything. That's why I had to learn to be a leader and start coaching and taking care of people and helping them come up to the level. Like that's truly where I am in my journey. Preferred engagement channels, online discussion forums, social media. Well, I don't like social media groups. That's probably a shit thing to say when I'm trying to create one. Live virtual events, yes, I love those. In-person meetups. I don't want to do moderation. I need people to help with that. I saw some training beginners. I really don't want to work with beginners. I want to help people that can help beginners. Online discussion forums, social media groups. Yes, I will do that. Tell us how to do our job. Keep growing and showing us the delta. All right. Almost done, I promise. Online presence. Do you have or do you help with any YouTube content? Yeah. Provide us with a link and or names of the channels. The Creative Tech. YouTube.com/@ the what is my channel? I should know this by heart. I really should. I don't have it saved in my favorites. That's a problem. I need to fix that. Let's go to my channels. Your channel. My content. And my channel is The Creative Tech. Just like I thought. The Creative Tech. Do you have LinkedIn? Yes. What is your LinkedIn URL? LinkedIn.com/ I believe it's the same. That is an IN. Do you manage any Facebook groups? Yes. The Creative Tech. You're on it. Do you have any websites for your endeavors? Actually, not at this time. Your feedback. Do better. Next. Last question. Public sharing, consent portion. Your journey with the Creative Tech is highly valued along with your privacy. As we grow and learn together, we'll make every effort to honor your preferences regarding the use of your information. We aim to celebrate our community stories, our community stories and shows, videos, and other content while respecting your choices. May we share your information with the community. Please note, while we respect your privacy preferences, the interconnected nature of our community means we cannot guarantee complete invisibility of your information in our online activities. We will make best effort and appreciate you meeting us where we are. So, yes, I'm happy to share my journey. The Creative Tech can use my information in online content, or no, I prefer to keep a low profile. Please use my data behind the scenes. So this is where you have an option. Now, just if you hit yes, does that mean I'm going to share your cell phone and your other information? You can see I'm sharing my screen now. I'm at the beginning stages. I'm going to do everything in my power not to share your information, especially your personal information, because let me open this back up again. If we read here at the beginning, and maybe I need to put a note of this, please note your personal information will be private regardless of Section 6 choice. And Section 6 was the one with the consent form. So your personal, your private information, like your cell phone number, where you live, things of that nature. We want to know your city. That's your city and state. I'm not asking for your street address. So again, even if we slip up, the worst thing that could happen is we share your cell phone number, and we're not. That's optional. If you don't want to share that, you don't have to. your email address. That might be the other thing someone might be able to see. So, again, I want to do everything in my power to prevent this, just like the document says. And we hope you appreciate that. And I wouldn't ask for anything more pertinent than your city, state, and cell phone number and email address on the personal side. That's just where we are. Okay. Damn, Joe, you got 14 minutes left, and you got 25 minutes of shit to talk about in 15 minutes. I'm sure we'll pull it together. And if we go a little bit over, it's not the end of the world either. Yeah. All right. This would be a lot better if I recorded this and then cut it down to get rid of all the fat, and it'd probably be better, but I like live. Like, I could fuck up right now tremendously, and it's genuine, it's real. So I'm taking a break here, even though we are running out of time. The break isn't until after we talk about the topic, the second topic, capturing the moment, but fuck it. And that's another thing people have to understand is that on these live shows, I'm going to cuss. I'm going to whatever. I'm a metalhead. I love my THC. I love, we're not going to talk about the, growing up things I enjoy doing because, I don't want to, I'm not for everybody. And I understand that. I do need to watch what I say and my tone to some degree, but I want to be able to be free. I want to say what I want to say, and I'm going to cuss. I probably should work on that, but again, this isn't for everybody, and I'll do my best. If it gets too raunchy, just let me know. Oh, what up? Somebody else is popping in to say hello. I'm not sure if let me refresh my page here because I need to stay on top of things and let people know I'm here. Oh shit. Well, that must have been on my personal Facebook. So let me go there. Oh, boom, boom. Killing time. I just want to be able to say hi to people, especially if they're saying hi to me and I don't know who you are. I need to work on that. Boop, 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 boom. Yeah, who knows where it came from? I don't know who said what anymore. 9 comments. Well, I'm glad people are engaging. I wish what up? 11 minutes ago. Oh, you were saying what up to me, imagine. Yeah. There is a version of the map that tells you the times. I was trying to remember the times off the top of my head. That's why I was telling the times out. The map says hell, that map might even tell the times too, Don. I don't know if it tells you the duration to any degree. I know it's pretty detailed. Yeah. And see, this is the thing is like right here, it says Cincinnati. It's outside the damn line. But you'll see that Cincinnati has this big circle going around it right here. And I live just outside that circle right here inside that line, just a few minutes from Indiana. That's where Mr. Sunderman lives, right here in that little spot. And I'm assuming my boy Don is still up here. Oh, right here. That little dot right there. This is K-Town right here. I don't know if you're in Canton, but that you guys are in the fucking, you're dead nuts, right? We're going to be right here, right in this little circle right here. That's where I'll be. So excited about it. If you're driving anywhere around this area, fucking roads are going to be a nightmare. Driving anywhere in this area. I can tell you right now, we're going to go down the back way here when we go home. There's just no other way to it. All right. Let's get back to the show. I know we're going to go over today. I'm not that pressed about it. If it's killing you, well, I'm sorry. All right. Capturing the moment. How are we capturing this damn thing? Well, I went ahead and did a few test shots today. Let's pull those up. Did I not put them in the folder yet? me move them to the right folder. All right, so here this is today's shows folder. So another cool thing I want to show you guys is as I do these shows, like if I'm in this list and I want to get to the folder real quick, all I gotta do is come up here and click this little. I know it's hard to see because of the dark background. That's a link right there. If I click on that link, oh, I'm in the edit mode. Hold on, exit edit mode. Yeah, if I click on that 4.6 there, that opens up this link. It's opening it up on the web, which is okay, I guess. And I just moved these files into the folder. I took these pictures 6 hours ago. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this one. And that's why I want to get, because these show folders, like that link right there, you guys can access that if I share it with everybody. So I will be doing that as this show gets better and we get more people involved that want to help and do some of this management stuff on the side. Again, I have to get with you, train you on some of this stuff and get your account set up. Creativetech.ai is the domain for this at the moment. All right, so here's my very first ever picture of a sun. And I'm not a big fan of doing that through a browser. So let's go ahead and bring back over my Creative Tech folder. Yep. So this is the current hierarchy of the team of Creative Tech in my little world. And as we build this out, and here's the Saturday's sessions things. We have our agenda template here and our weekly sessions overview, which I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's just kind of how the show works. And then here's a folder for each show. Show notes. I'm not sure what this is. That's the alignment form and things of that nature. Okay. So this is the overall general show notes. I do so much shit, I forget the fucking shit I did, and I come back to it, and I got to figure it. Like, building a ship as you're flying, it's a fun thing to do. All right, let's get back into this picture. Let's take a look at Joe's first attempt. Now, I know this is not going to show it in full screen, because if this was at 100%, this picture would probably be like this. Whoa, where you at? Come here, son. That's how big it'd be if it was at 100%, because this is a 120 meg file. If you look at this file size, 123 megs. This map is an 80 meg file, and I got it. That's with it being small. If you were to put this thing at 100% view, let's see if we can do that. Can we make it at 100%? Does it give you an option? I know some things. Is it actual size? There we go. That's 100%. That's, if you were to blow the picture up and put it on a poster board or something, that Kansas right here filling up my whole screen, just think about how big that picture is. If Kansas is that big on this screen, that means that rest of that picture is the size, probably 5 feet by 8 feet or something stupid like that. And that's 80 megs. Whereas this is 123 this is 123. So I can zoom in on this and keep the detail. My problem with these practice shots I did is you can tell I wasn't totally focused. I have a sunspot right here, and I have a sunspot right here. Ain't that fucking cool? You can see some of the anomalies on the sun. Now, I had look at that right there. I was shooting through a glass. I was inside the house pointing this up. So this is not a bug. I guarantee you that if there was a bug on the glass, it was so obliterated and blurry that this would be this sharp there. Now, again, I do need to tighten it up and get that focus just right before I need to learn to do that before we get there on Sunday. There's some settings with that 200 to 600 mil lens that I got to deal with the infinity settings, because you set it to infinity, you think you're going to get that sharpness, but you got to pull it back a little bit from what Will told me this morning when we chatted. And shout out to Will, by the way. He isn't able to be here. He'll be on next week's episode, I'm hoping. He's at a shoot. Once I'm done with today's episode, I'm packing up a few things and heading up to the shoot myself. I'll share some pictures and some stuff on that shoot. I'm trying to get this going to where everybody can stay along. And as I post stuff online, that content that I post will get people excited to come to the next show. Like, I'm learning how content and how this world works. I wanted to be a musician, figured it out. I've thought about bringing my guitar on here and jamming for you guys a few times just to throw down and show what I can do. I've been practicing a lot. It's been actually boring playing by myself. I want to get a group together, but how do you now? You're going to start a banjo on top of Creative Tech, on top of Rigid 6, on top of Icora, on top of everything else you're fucking doing. Oh my God, Joe, stop. Anyway, back to the show. So I took some practice shots, and I'm definitely going to capture some 8K like this. Now, this is with the filter on. Once the totality hits, that's when I can remove the filter. And then I have to adjust my shutter speed because I want to get Bailey's beads. God darn it. And I also have 270 to 200 mils, which are not going to be nowhere near as nice. I had the 1.4 converter on my lens when I got that shot on the 600. So I zoomed all the way out to 600 with the 1.4, give me 40%. Like, what would that be equivalent to? Like a 720 and 800 or something like that. So, I mean, that's how big it was inside of the viewfinder. That's how big it was. That's pretty fucking decent size. And you're going to see the moon creeping over that. And I'm going to get that in 8K video, get that sharp as possible. That's how I'm capturing that portion of it. I'm also going to be getting drone. I'm going to get the drone up. I'm going to have it circulating at 400 feet up. I'm going to have it probably a good, 600 feet away from us where we're at. And I want to have it circulating around us. So I got the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic Pro 2, and it's going to be circling around us, getting us 4K, 24 frames per second. It's going to capture that. Not capturing the eclipse because I don't want to fry my drone, the sensor of it. I'm going to be capturing capturing us enjoying the moment. And I want to set this is the hard part of it. I got to figure out where I'm going to set my ISO and my exposure because it's going to be a little bit overexposed while it's normal sunny. And I'm okay with that. It's going to be a little bit underexposed at totality, which is fine. I'm going to find that nice balance. That way, I can edit the video to where when it's at the brightest in the beginning, I can bring it down just slightly just to get it matched. And then once it hits the peak of totality, I'll try to get that to be as right as possible as well. And once that's done, that video should give you a true representation of what it was like to be there and see, to witness it with us. I want to have it circulating very slowly. So that way we get that aerial surrounding view while we're doing our thing and pointing up in the air and laughing, blah, blah, blah. I want to have a few mics on us. So that way I'll be mic'd. I may mic the wife as well. I'll have a general recorder out there to get the kids talking this and that. Again, I'm gonna have all these different audios going on. So that way I can go back, pull them in and sync all them up and time wise. And then I have a couple of other pictures around because I saw some really cool things on Pinterest. Let me pull up Pinterest real quick. I like to do, when I'm doing photos, I like to find, something to give me some ideas or whatnot. So for my eclipse, like this guy right here, like check that out. Isn't that dope? I want this for the kids and for myself. And I mean, some of these are just, look at that Bailey's beads. Jesus, I wonder if that's real. Oh, here's some Bailey's beads. Oh my God, that's a cool graphic. I like that. Oh, that's kind of cool too. People are making all kinds of cool little things here, but really, I'm going to get some images like this too. Oh, look at that. That's cool. So, capturing it, I got some photo ideas. I definitely want to get some with us. I want to do something, do I want something like this with the wife and I? Probably not. But I definitely want something where the kids are doing something like this. Or maybe all of them are all putting their hands up. And I'm going to have a monitor up so that way they can see as they're doing it. It'll maybe in front of them so that way they can see. I'll have a long cord ran to the cameras behind them, and they'll see in front of them so they can all get their hands adjusted, and they'll look forward so that way you won't be able to tell any that's happening. But yeah, so that's this right here is probably the key image I want to try and get with everybody. We only have such short time, and we're going to get into the third topic now. We're going to skip the break because I kind of took one a little bit ago. Took the break where it was supposed to be. I just wasn't quite there yet. Yeah, we'll skip that break. We'll go ahead and get into the last topic, and that's being present. And I guess there's not a whole lot to be said there. You know, we're now officially past the time. I think I started a few minutes late. I started right at 1:01 or something like that. So we're hitting that hour mark. You know, we should be wrapped up by now, but we're going to go a few more minutes. It's okay. I hope you guys are enjoying this, by the way. I know how new and how all over the place this is. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. When I started in 2019, I remember asking Lisa, who was the manager at Dodd Camera at the time. She's no longer there. I remember asking her, hey, you know, I don't think I'm going to be doing YouTube, at least not anytime soon. I'm definitely going to be doing commercial work and working with businesses. I want 4K capabilities. And in 2019, A7 III was like the Swiss Army knife for cameras. That was at a beginner entry level price point, you know, $1,800. So I got my first camera. It was really saved up everything I could, and yeah, got my first camera. Got the kit lens with it and thought, okay, let's see if this is something that I actually can fit into my routine. And God, I fell in love with it. Got my next lens shortly after, which my very first lens. You know, I had to bribe and do a shit ton of work. I didn't buy this lens. My business partner did. But he bought it for me because of what I did for him. So it was a fair trade. But the bottom line is, this is my first lens I ever bought, and it's probably my favorite to this day. It is a Sony lens, but it's made by Zeiss. You can see the nice little blue Zeiss logo there, and you can tell this thing's been beat the fuck. I've used the hell out of this lens. Oh, look at that element. This is a nice little 50 mil, the nifty 50, as they say. And I love this lens. The build quality of it, it's so fucking such a good lens. Still happy with it. 1.4 aperture. Yep. No custom buttons or anything, but it does have the lock, so you have that smooth rotation there, or you can get that click going to help keep it there when you're recording video. Yeah, just first lens that I bought that was an actual prime, that was an actual decent lens. That kit lens, it's not all that great, people. It's really not. It's a great starter. I have two of them up on the shelf right now, and yeah, glass. I never knew I'd love something so much, and this is shit. Like, this combination is shit unless you have substance abuse that I was used to. Much better addiction. And it's especially when it's one that can feed you and help have more money come through you. So, being in the moment, having all this gear, you got to make sure you have everything. Here's a few items that I want to talk about, that'll allow me to be in the moment. These filters, make sure you have the right solar filters for your cameras. If you're going to be shooting with your phone, which I will be doing as well, I'm going to be capturing with multiple things, right? You need to get yourself one of these little guys. So when you're taking pictures with your phone, come here, phone, where are you? Essentially, you set this behind your phone like this. That way you can hold it. I don't know if you can just maybe even tape that to your phone or something. But that covers your cameras. That allows you to get a shot during the eclipse using your phone. You're going to fry your shit if you just hold it at the sun for a long period of time. So don't do that. Get yourself a little thing here. For the kids, we have these little glasses. These are the Bill Nye Science Guy glasses. Yep. And then for the wife and I and the adults, we got the fancy, we got the cool solar shades. What's up? Wow. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I am so fucking retarded. You can't say that, Joe. You can't say that. Anyway. See, I'm going to get canceled. I say stupid shit, and I'm ridiculous. I saved it that time. Let's get this shit put up. Being present means enjoy it. If you're the asshole sitting there spending time, like if nothing goes right during, as we're getting close to totality, if nothing's going right and shit's acting up, you think I want to just keep just fighting it to get the most important piece of this is to spend time with the ones that you love and experience it. Capturing it's just so you can go back and revisit it. Your memory fades over time. Your memory plays tricks on you. Sometimes you remember things completely differently than they happened. What capturing it will do will allow you to relive it to some degree. So capture it the best way you can. Us as humans have found ways to capture things and relive things, which is remarkable. Storytelling, growing, this is all part of humanity and why we're so amazing. I love storytelling. Every business has a story. Every person has a story. And as we create the creative tech, we are making a story ourselves and driving our story to some degree. So if you're someone that feels like you're being pulled in all the directions, you feel like life is just in control, you're not in control, that's a scary place to be. As a creative tech, we want to show you how to qualify things and focus on things that actually matter. You can't focus on things you can't control. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is work on what you can't control. If the thing that's bothering you, you have no authority, no power over it, and it's bothering you, you control what you control. You have steps to fix it, but only with what you can control. For me, I'm going through all the different channels. I still have the struggles I have in life right now are so fucking damaging that it's, there's serious things going on right now, but I have no control over it. It's not me doing it. I'm not the one causing the harm. I'm the one that's trying to fix these issues. So there's nothing I can do. And I see it hurting people that I love. And all I can do is live by example, show the world how they're so wrong, and hopefully get some relief for those loved ones of mine that are dealing with the abuse. So, I have to stay growing. I have to stay focused, because if I just sat around and moped about it, that's making the problem bigger. And that's going to exasperate the problem. That's going to make things, just being a creative tech means, finding fulfillment and happiness individually so that way you can bring it to others. And I'm excited about building this community and having a whole army behind us that says, hey, we it doesn't matter if you're left or if you're right. We care about everybody. We want things to we want everybody to be validated. We want everybody to feel welcomed, and we want to help people that are hurting because either they're ignorant or they're blind or they're in fear of something, whether they're racist. And we don't, canceling people's one thing, but people change. I know I've said shit when I was younger that would get me canceled right now. I know I've been raging on Call of Duty, saying things to kids that would get me fucking booted from life right now. And if I could go back and talk to that person, I'd kick myself in the ass. Like, I'd probably, that's when I would get violent if I saw myself. I'm allowed to beat the fuck out of myself, aren't I? No, I'm kidding. Bottom line is take care of yourself and take care of those that you love. And you can't take care of those ones that you love if you can't take care of yourself. So take care of yourself, goddammit. All right, bastards. I'm going to call it a day. Be present, not just on the moment that you're planning and capturing. Be present always. Keep it heavy. Keep it real. And I will see you on the next show. Peace.